Uh-huh.
but they do all have meanings, and they do have gods assigned to them, these Greek letters. So if anybody would like, shall we do a collective one first?
Yes,
And
that
I'm going to
sounds
get
lovely.
you, Cara, to blow on, hang on, I get people to blow on whatever I'm using to imprint their energy. So Cara's going to do this for the world. And weirdly, you can feel that breath happening through the
Oh,
screen
that's so
sometimes.
neat. That's so neat to me.
Okay, so we're going to just ground and protect everybody. So just take a couple of breaths in and just breathe down to your feet. And imagine a beautiful rose quartz underneath your feet and a beam of light emerging from the upper realms and encasing you in that love and light. And big clap. Okay, so the tarot dice, we have pulled out the death card, endings and beginnings. Do
Beginnings.
not worry, unless, this normally is changes in the
Mm-hmm.
cycles. It's not really death, but it's changes. Now, we're all going through changes a lot of the time, but at the moment, we are within the energies of a Celtic festival called Immel. And this is the changeover from winter to spring. So changes. We still got 2 months of cold left, but underneath the ground, the plants are starting. The little hairs on the roots are starting to grow. The bulbs are starting to make their way up to the surface. If you walk down past the trees, you'll probably notice tiny little leaf buds starting to pop out. So we are at a big time of change. It's called a Celtic fire festival. So change is here. We're fed up of sitting indoors now. We've got spring on the horizon, and we're thinking, what's happening this year? Oh, I could plan to go to Ibiza for a holiday, or I could plan to go and climb Mount Everest. So you're starting to make your plans for the warmer months. It is a time of transformation. So let me just put that down so I don't forget what card. I've lost the picture now. The death card. Right. Okay. So the Greek card, the Greek symbol that we have chosen, I'll show it first to you two. That is the Omega.
Ooh.
That is Demeter's symbol. And
Mm-hmm.
it means no. Okay. It is, you've heard of the Alpha and the Omega. If I was to throw an ancient Greek knuckle dice, they used the joints of little lambs and sheep, they would have A, Apollo symbol on one side, meaning yes, go for it. And this symbol would mean hold on, patience,
Mm-hmm.
wait. The timing is not right yet. So keep thinking and making those plans. Don't act rashly upon anything. The next symbol we have is a rune. So this is Norse, but I work with Anglo-Saxon runes, and this is Wunjau or Wunjau. This is
Oh, fun.
happiness. Okay, a beautiful, beautiful rune, and happiness, timings. Perfection. You were talking about perfection earlier,
I was.
but I would say because we've got the omega here, imperfection is perfection, isn't it? It's what makes you unique. It's what make if things are perfect, what have you got to do? It's like people say, why haven't I got all the answers in spirituality? Because you're not meant to. You're meant to
Mm-hmm.
work it out for yourselves. This is why the guides are so vague, the mediums are so vague as well. The Oracle of Delphi, nobody ever knew what she was saying, really. It was guesswork, and we are still working that today.
Yeah.
And then the next symbol we have is Rowan, the tree symbol.
Oh,
This is
Ron.
this is the tree's energy that we are in at this time of year. In ancient times, they would make a syrup out of rowan berries, and you would take it for coughs and colds and
Oh.
preventative medicine. But the youngsters, the young and the elderly, would not take the syrup because it is toxic. It is slightly toxic. They would
Mm.
have dried berries threaded on string and placed around their neck as a necklace. But this tree also offers protection. It is a protective
Yeah.
tree, the rowan, Louise. So I'm just going to
Wish.
draw Louise into everyone, into YouTube, into Instagram, and just feel that energy. Imagine this beautiful tree. It's not a big tree, but it's got whitish grey bark, mottled bark. And it's not in leaf yet, but those buds will be starting. There might still be some berries hanging on it if the birds haven't eaten them all. But it will be
Mm.
starting to grow now. The sap is starting to rise as the light comes back. Now let's draw this happiness, this Wunder. Okay. So happiness and protection, imperfections. Okay, so I'm not going to say perfection because you'd be a mannequin if you were perfect, wouldn't you? You'd be like Barbie, plastic. And then let's draw that omega. But I also see omega as a completion. So it's the end of the alphabet, and here we have the end. But what happens at the end? A beginning to something else.
Yes.
So that's a little bit of a universal reading for everyone who's going to watch these in the future. And I'm going to draw in the yew tree, the
Mm.
Iorha,
Mm.
which is the Celtic tree of distant healing, and it is also a tree used in cancer therapies as well. So endings and beginnings. And don't be upset if things are coming to an end. I know people don't like change. I put an AI picture on one of my little meditations the other day, and I got a bit of beef for it. That's slang for a little bit of, oh, that's AI. And I'm like, yes, it's here to stay. We've got to learn to work with it. And you
It's
got me into
true.
AI, didn't you?
Yes.
And
Yes.
it has been really helpful, I have to say, because I just
Good.
cannot be creative at the moment. I am saying, okay, AI, write me a meditation. And they're short meditations, aren't they? Short little paragraphs that comes up, but it feeds my mind, and then I can put it into my own words because I just haven't got the space for everything in my head at the moment.
No.
So
Mm.
yeah, so don't be scared of AI. I think it has its place. It's never going to overtake humans.
Mm-mm.
It's never going to have the care and nature. But if a robot looks after me in my old age and it's the only person I've got to talk to, my God, I'm going to talk to it and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm drawn to send everyone a little bit of Reiki for some reason. Let's do some clearance. Heavy weeks, wherever you're living in the world. Okay? Heavy weeks. A lot of uncertainty. So we're going to clear that. I'm not saying that you won't be uncertain in the future. We're just going to clear some of these emotions so that you can cope better, so that it doesn't overwhelm you. So I just drew the Seihei Reiki symbol in. And I'm just going to pluck it out of your third eye. We worry in our third eye area, don't we? I know that the sacral is the seat of emotions, so is the heart, but I believe that most people are worrying in their heads. So I clear out of that third eye. And now we're going to spiral. I'm going to draw the master symbol, the Daikumyo, the Japanese kanji. This is a very scary one to learn. It's got over 25 strokes in it. If anyone has studied Oriental writing, it is just learning it by parrot fashion. And this symbol just brings harmony. Take a breath in, everybody, and just breathe out. You'll probably find that I do huffing and puffing for you, but releasing and sighing out makes space for that positive chi. And where the mind goes, chi flows. So if you are thinking negativity all the time, you're going to be negative. It's going to bring you down. And I am a believer that even the bad things that happen in the world, eventually we will find some good points from that. If it's taught us to work in a different way, if it's shown that no, I don't want to do that. Okay, so I know that my path is this way. But I'm a believer, and I know things are just difficult in some countries in the world, but just don't keep bleating on about it, because you're adding to the mind thing. Okay, tomorrow's another day. Let's try again tomorrow. The sun will still rise tomorrow. The sun will still rise in 4 years' time. The sun will still rise in 10 years' time. Okay. And let's make a little bit of filtering, gentle. Okay. There we go. A little bit of healing for you there. Sometimes
It is incredible how much I feel that. Like, it's just incredible.
And I didn't know. Well, we did sort of know. Neil Cooper and myself we met in the old MSN Messenger group days. Remember those? Yeah, we met then, and it turns out he lived in the next town, but I still didn't meet him for about 10 years. But we all chatted online and we all developed online. But of course, we didn't really have these cameras then. But we were all sending healing. Someone had toothache, they would, could someone help? So we'd all zap them from afar. And we developed in that way. And we were starting to do Reiki attunements way before. And even in COVID, people were saying, oh, you can't do Reiki attunements distantly. You can do anything distantly. I've developed all of my stuff. I haven't got a psychic bone in my body. I just practiced online and and it develops it. I think it develops it more than if you're sort of doing one-to-one, because you sit down, you're by yourself, you concentrate, and as a Tai Chi teacher said to me, where the mind goes, chi flows.
Oh, I love that.
And people would see me sometimes at their hospital beds. I'm in England, they're in America. And I would literally find out the name of the hospital, Google it. Imagine walking into that hospital, go to their ward, and a couple of times when they came around afterwards, I saw you there. And I was like, oh, okay. I just literally imagined walking into it. And, I didn't leave my house. I just sat down, meditated, and went to see them. And they had recollections of it. So that just shows that you can project yourself anywhere, even without the screen. It works
I
like
love
the
that.
power of prayer. It works like the power of prayer.
Well, I know that, especially for my healing, and I want to try to do more research and practice that. I think that's probably going to be one of my newest things. And so that's why I'm so grateful to have met you, because you've been doing this for what, 20 plus years?
Yes. I've been studying spirituality since I was 14. I grew up, my family are clergy from very high Church of England, bells, smells, and Latin masses. Then I was locked in a convent